Welcome back for another short ride with the stud. We're going to take another little segment and another little piece of my lion book, Brutus. And I'm in the process of doing the audio version of it. And I do 5, 6, 7 different characters' voices. I've never done anything like this before. I don't know how it's going to be accepted, but I've always done a lot of things new that's never been done, so I'm going to find out, surely enough, whether it's going to be good or not once I get it out there. But what we're going to do today is we had the first piece, just a little bit of the prologue, and the last little piece of Brutus that we did. This time we're going to do a piece out of the first chapter. Actually, it's going to be the introduction of the main character in this book that is going to go on to, he's going to go through a lot of different personalities and a lot of different things that happen to him. And he's going to be, it's going to remind a lot of people of deliverance. You talk about that book or in that movie, if you've ever seen it, he's one of those characters out of there, and he is going to be the main character, and he's going to fall passionately and wildly and be totally obsessed by a lion that's the biggest in the world and the biggest that's ever been and held in captivity anywhere in the world. It's a pretty crazy story, and so get ready. This is going to be a little taste of Jathan Jebediah Stedman.
20 miles away, and seemingly in a different world, Nathan Jebediah Stedman slept the sleep of an anxious man. His body had squirmed, tossed, and turned upon the heaping pile of filth that was his bed, long enough in a forsaken attempt to hasten the morning light. Now, clear blue eyes open, he abandoned his slumbering search and began preparation for the long-awaited day. He slid scrawny alabaster legs across tattered flannel sheets, brushing aside a myriad of debris. The sheets didn't seem to mind. They bore the stains of nearly 2 generations of Stedmans upon them, and being heaped with trash was simply another indignity that they were forced to endure. Rising slowly into the cold pre-dawn air that invaded the small 2-room cabin, the 25-year-old hermit stretched his lean body this way and that before finally settling into the shape of a question mark. Standing awkwardly, bent for a moment, he straightened himself out to his full height of 5 feet 9 inches. Clearing his throat, Jeb spit the results expertly through the tiny crack beneath the window beside his bed. He smiled, exposing a row of rotted and missing teeth, pleased with his aim this morning, considering the evidence on the wall and window of past shots gone awry. "Purty damn good for a shot with no light, even if I does say so myself," he exclaimed, his voice twanging. Reaching out a long, thin hand, he fumbled and stumbled across the filthy top of his bedside table until his fingers found the ancient hurricane lamp nestled amongst the debris. Jeb's weight shifted suddenly on a rotting floorboard, and 3 of his bony toes on his right foot smashed into the heavy nightstand, instantly altering his mood. Dirty light streaked the room, settling his temperament slightly. Collecting the filthy old patchwork quilt of countless colors from the bed, Jeb whirled it around his slender shoulders for warmth until he could build his morning fire. He shuffled from the room, his dirty size 10 feet, knocking things across the foul floor of the 50-year-old cabin. Jeb traveled from the small, disheveled bedroom into the mayhem that was the main room. A disturbing-looking fireplace was set into one wall. The once white paint on its river rock front stained a heavy black from countless fires. He tugged impatiently at the thick plastic wrapping that encased a set of instant logs sitting on the hearth. The plastic ripped unexpectedly, sending 2 black 18-inch logs tumbling across the floor, where they disappeared into the debris. Ought to get me some real wood, he blurted out in disgust, but that'd be a lot more work. Retrieving the man-made logs, Jeb grabbed the plastic that had housed them and squatted down to thrust the entire lot into the fireplace. Panicked eyes darted around the room quickly, desperate to discover a match. Though the orbs themselves were light in color, they were so sunken back into his skull that, combined with his unusually high cheekbones and pale face skin, Jeb looked nearly skeletal. The gift or curse of the Stedman genes. Black, unruly, and unwashed hair hung in long, limp strips to his razor-thin jaw. It was an unpleasant-looking jaw, covered in 3 days' worth of old stubble. Rubbing and squinting his sunken globes, Jeb distorted his long nose and acne-scarred face into the replica of an emaciated cartoon character. "Damned, where the hell is it?" he asked, having no luck in his search for fire. Rising to his full height, Jeff awkwardly retraced his steps into the bedroom, where he approached one of the few pieces of furniture he owned, a knobless bureau set beside an ancient commode, which was itself accompanied by an iron-clawed tub. The dimly lit room was covered with stained, peeling wallpaper applied 25 years earlier by his mother, who had died giving birth to him. This death, which had more to do with a severely low platelet count than anything else, had been unfairly attributed to him by his father. This event was the catalyst of the abuse he was to receive in the ensuing years. This maltreatment went well beyond cruel and horrific, and had left the young man scarred of both body and soul, although how deeply no one could honor.
Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Well, that's a little taste of Brutus, by golly, and Jebediah Stedman. What a character! And as the book goes on, the people's attitudes change about this guy, and they don't know what to think about him actually, and he finally ends up being a pretty nasty person. Really, I really had a wonderful time writing this book. I think it's, and I have had so many wonderful reviews, fantastic reviews, and I thank all of those that send me great reviews, that have read the book, and all the comparisons to Jaws, and and I really appreciate that, and I think it would make a great movie. No doubt about it, and it is a Jaws, but it's just on land rather than in water. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed that. We're going to bring you a little more of these, and as everything else, don't forget, you just got a taste of this. If you want to get the whole meal, you can find it at ClassicContinentalWrestling.com. It's best streaming channel, best old school streaming channel on the planet, and it's just going to get better and better. And this is one of the unique things that you're only going to find there. You won't find these audio version anywhere, and we're doing it a chapter at a time. So you're being able to hear it as the book is being done. So thank you for joining us again. I hope you join us and come back, and I hope you've enjoyed what we've been doing, and hope you go and become a subscriber to ClassicContinentalWrestling.com, and we're going to bring you another one.